Hello friends, hello world, I'm Elizabeth, and you've reached my brand new channel, The Reading Reseller. This is my report of day 12. It's almost been 2 weeks since I started this new channel. Thank you to all of you who have subscribed and who have been watching and following my progress as I work to complete goals each day in the areas of decluttering and reselling. So my report of yesterday was small, but I still managed to accomplish my goals. It was Sunday, so we did go to church. Then we came home, ate lunch, and went back to church to do some work up there. My husband and I do the sound booth and the slides and everything for our church service, and there were a few things that needed some attention and tweaking, so we went back up there and did that. And then by the time we got home, our daughter Katie, our youngest daughter, who's in college in Tampa, it's about 70 miles from where we live, she had come home the night before and then went to her color guard rehearsal. She's on an independent world team, and because they're independent, they practice wherever they can get a space. And sometimes that's at our high school. So when she is practicing close to home, then she comes home for a little bit, and she needed to chat for a little while and hash out some things for next year's housing and things like that after she had gotten done with rehearsal and before heading back to Tampa. And we had spent the afternoon at church, and morning and afternoon at church. And of course, I was needing to, to get things done. I had already run in here and filmed my video for yesterday, but I didn't have a chance to edit it. She got home while I was finishing it up. So it was challenging, but I had to remind myself that priorities are family over and above all the goals and all the work and all of that. Now, I am doing a lot of this for my family, to bless my family. I want to do it, but it will also bless my family. And they have expressed the desire for me to declutter. And my husband has said, hey, whenever eBay can really make it big, that's going to be great. Then we'll have some extra money to do some of the things that we need to do. So it's for them and it's for our whole family. But in the moment, when my daughter needed to talk, I had to stop and remind myself, this is the important priority at the moment. So by the time we were done and she was on her way back to Tampa, I had missed most of the live stream that I usually appear on Sunday afternoons, and that was fine. But I still had not done any listings. I hadn't done really any decluttering. I had taken 2 books to the church library in the morning, so that counted as one thing. But while I was on what was left of the live stream, I did do a little bit of deleting photos off my phone, which is what I talked about last week that I would do. And I decluttered a little bit from my desk, which is a mess. And I put a few papers away and threw out a few things that needed to be thrown out. It's still a long way from being clear and functional, but I did do that. And so that really kind of counts as 3 decluttering things, small things, but it counts. And finally then, after I got my yesterday's video done, I thought, okay, I've got to get my listings launched, and I had them photographed, but that was it. So by the time I was working on the second one, I was nodding off, falling asleep. And I almost went to bed without doing it, but I got up, took a shower, and I thought, I think I can do this. I remember, I think it was Chris from Daily Refinement who, I've heard him say before, if we only did what we feel like doing, we would never meet any of our goals. Something to that effect. And I have to remind myself of that. Just because I don't feel like doing it doesn't mean that I shouldn't get it done. So I did. I got them launched, my 2 listings, and did do a tiny bit of decluttering. So I'm going to call that a win. So before I go, I want to recommend a book to you. I'm actually going to recommend a whole series. Now, yesterday, if you saw my video, I recommended my favorite book series of all time, which is The Mitford Years by Jan Karon. And I showed you the first book, At Home in Mitford. Up above it here is my second favorite series of all time. It is the Miss Julia series by Anne B. Ross. My sister is the first one who recommended this to me, and I love these books. I've read them all. I own all of them except maybe 2 of them. 2 of the last 4 I haven't been able to collect. And I've bought all of them secondhand. I've managed to find them at library book sales and everything like that. So it's great. Anyway, it goes to here, and that's a whole series. There's like 27 books, I want to say. Anyway, the first book doesn't really match the others, but it's okay. I like to collect things in hardcover, even though I really don't think this is how Miss Julia would look. But it's a fantastic book. Let me just give you a quick little premise in a nutshell. Miss Julia is a woman of a certain age. She's from North or South Carolina. I always get my Carolinas mixed up. But she has been basically living under the thumb of either her father or her husband her entire life. And she's sitting in her beautiful home reflecting on the fact that her husband has just passed away. And she's thinking about what she will do now with the rest of her life. And the doorbell rings. It is a woman, much younger than her, with a little boy about 9 at the door, and she begins to chatter and say something to the effect of, "You'll have to keep little Lloyd now. I'm going to beauty school," and pushes him through the door, runs down, hops in a car, and leaves. So, long story short, she discovers very quickly that this little boy is her husband's illegitimate son, and the woman who just left was his mistress of 10 years. Apparently, the whole town knew. She didn't know. And it's hilarious because her first thought is, "Oh no, I hope they don't add me to the prayer chain." Me personally, I would want to be on the prayer chain. But what she meant was, all the gossip. She did not want to, she didn't know how she was going to deal with that. It all comes out great. And as you can tell, there's an entire series. It's happily ever after, and it's hilarious. Miss Julia and her housekeeper Lillian then, in this book, proceed to try to find Hazel Marie, who is little Lloyd's mother. She's been kidnapped. And the antics just go on from there. It's a hilarious series. Miss Julia gets herself into so many crazy adventures, and she's not nosy at all. But, oh my goodness, it's just a fantastic series. Such a feel-good series. If you just need a good laugh and just to relax and wind down from a stressful day, pick up a Miss Julia book. Now, pick them up in order. Read them in order. The first book is Miss Julia Speaks Her Mind. It's fantastic. I hope that you will pick it up and read it. It's such a great series. It's by Anne B. Ross. And I hope that you will remember this recommendation. Out of all the books I'm going to recommend this year, this is one of the tops. So I hope that you will check it out. Anyway, that is all for this video. I'm going to a book sale. So if I remember to shoot some footage, I will show you that footage in tomorrow's video. Tomorrow is a work day, so the video will probably come out later after I get home from work. But we'll just take it as it comes. Anyway, that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.